Hey guys, it's me P and welcome back to my channel. Now, since it's the Halloween season, I thought it would be the perfect time to scare you guys just a little with this story time. What's more scarier than zombies and ghosts?
I am the man, bitch.
Yep, I've only ever told this story to a few of my closest friends, and till this day I still get chills. So grab some popcorn, get yourself comfy and turn the lights down because this is about to be one hell of a movie. Netflix, pay me!
Let's go back to the time where your nigga used to trip by the time we spent growing we were just friends. It was all friendly on my end, even though I look forward to seeing you again.
Okay, I hope you guys are comfy because I'm gonna try and tell this story as if I'm telling a scary story at a sleepover. Okay, so this story begins a few years ago. I had just opened my first ever strip club. It was booming, guys. We had customers coming through left, right and center. The vibes were crazy, and all the while I was doing this with my bestest of friends who I had made my workers at the time, of course. Like, it was amazing. We were about our bag. We didn't come to play. Like, I promise you guys, our strip club was insane. But not all good things last, because little did I know that I was about to meet Joe from You in person. So on one random night, it was a slow night, and usually what would happen on our slower nights, we would see more of our loyal customers come through. However, that wasn't the occasion for this night. This was a new customer. We never seen him before, and he came in, girl, and he only specifically wanted a dance from me. He didn't engage in no conversation with anybody else. He just wanted me. But this wasn't out of the ordinary though, because one of the things our club was known for was to allow our customers to pick any dancer of their choosing for the night. And since he chose me, I made my way over there and I gave him a little dancey dance and I engaged in some small conversation with him as per usual. One thing I did notice though, he did happen to stay a little longer than a new customer usually would, but at this point it didn't really raise any red flags. I just thought maybe he was super bored this night and he was just looking for some real good entertainment. A little backstory though, before even opening our club, we agreed to be open for about 2 days out of the week, but for the first week of us being open, we were having so much fun that we decided to open the club every night. And every day we were open, he was there. Like clockwork, guys, and always only ever requesting for just me. So some time goes by, and at this point he was a regular. He wasn't excessively tipping the room, he only just about paid his entry fee every time. He got so comfortable at the club that he even started giving me a nickname, Princessy, I think it was, to the point my friends would be like, hey, welcome back, you do see us here, right? He never engaged in conversation with them, guys, and if he did, it was very minimal. No matter where I was in the club, he was always right there. I could be dancing on the main stage, he was there. I could be at the bar serving drinks, he was right there. He was my son for real. After a while, I started to peep this and I just grew to not like him around. He would even say weird things like, ooh, princess, cough in my mouth. The one time I coughed over Mike. Like, that type of weird, guys. I'm not even joking, he really said that to me. I really and truly should have blocked him there, but I didn't. Also, guys, I forgot to mention, during our talks, we did exchange our social medias and shared our BTAs on Snapchat. Even though we did majority of our conversing in the strip club, this is a very important piece of information for the development of this story. The vibe had gotten so bad, guys. Every time he'd come, and he'd come every day, usually the first customer in there too, it had gotten to the point where I didn't want him around anymore. He was making me and my friends uncomfortable, and I'm sure the other customers felt the same. So slowly but surely I stopped replying to him, to the point he had to buy VIP just to whisper me privately, as he had wondered why I stopped talking to him in the club, and I had told him previously, I'm too busy to talk to you right now because I'm working. Thankfully, after a while, he stopped coming around us as much, till eventually he just stopped coming altogether. It finally felt peaceful again. I finally felt I could breathe again.
Until
A few months passed and I had forgotten all about him. I was on to new and better things. I had a new mesh, I had new customers, and the club was still eating. On one night though, a man came in with the screen name of Unknown. He was your average tall, dark and handsome type of guy. He requested for a dance from me on his table, and he was actually a really generous guy. He was a big tipper that night. He was showing all love to my friends and my workers by gifting them. He had also gifted me a really cute villa, and since we were closing the club up a few hours after he came, I thought, why not give him a tour of this newly gifted room? So that's exactly what I did. I invited him over, we had a few drinks, we chit-chatted, and we got to know each other just a little bit. So in the gist of us getting to know each other, he had asked me, has anyone ever given you a nickname before? I replied and I said, not really. Only a few of my family and friends would give me a nickname. And then he said something so unsettling. He asked me, has anyone ever called you Princessy before? I had then replied something saying like, no, not to my knowledge. And he was just like, well, that's your new nickname. So as the conversation would continue, I would notice he would slide that nickname in after every sentence ever so slightly. I kept thinking, that name, that nickname, where did I hear it before? well, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And that's when the alarm bell started ringing just a little bit too loud. I went into observation mode, and as soon as I did that, I noticed a chain on his chest. It said Ron. And remember guys, his name at the time was unknown, so I never actually knew what his actual name was. So I had asked him, what does your chain mean? It had the words Ron on it, R-O-N. Typically when somebody has a custom chain necklace, that usually means it's their name, right? So I'm thinking he's gonna say his name. He replied something so unbelievable that I knew he was lying. He said, oh, because I run this money up. So now the hairs on the back of my neck stand up and I'm feeling really uneasy. I instantly knew something wasn't right. Something wasn't adding up. As he kept talking, I couldn't shake the feeling that he was lying to me, and I kept playing that chain name over and over in my head until it clicked. It's him. And why did it click? Well, the very first time I met him, his screen name was, let's call him Cameron. His Snapchat name was Ron, and his username at was something like Rondi. When I tell you guys, chills shot up my spine, and that's when the panic started to hit. As all these thoughts started to consume my mind, I needed to confirm if what I was thinking was true. So I came up with the bright idea to ask him for his BTA, because that's the only way that will either confirm to me or cancel out who I think it is. So I asked him for his Instagram and he gave it to me, and instantly something was up, because he told me that this was his main Instagram account, but he only had like a few following, like under 100, and he only had one post. So once I waited for what felt like the longest 1 minute in the world for him to accept my friend request, that's when my stomach sunk. Right there looking back at me was the same guy. The same BTAs when we exchanged BTAs on Snap, just a different angle and a different day, was the same BTA I saw on the Instagram. I had immediately made up an excuse to leave the room, and I left so quick guys, and I instantly blocked him straight after. He actually then messaged me on Instagram, and that's where I had confronted him at. He tried so hard to deny it, even as far as saying that somebody was catfishing as him. He was insane guys. Like, I was so creeped out. Over the course of like a few weeks and a couple of months, I did notice a few Instagram ads here and there, Imvu ads, and I just knew it was him. Even if it wasn't him, I just blocked anybody that resembled that name or gave me kind of like weird vibes. If I blocked you randomly, I'm sorry, but I wasn't taking any chances. This was probably one of the scariest experiences of my life. It made me realize how important it is to trust your gut instinct and be very wary of individuals you come across virtually. If something doesn't feel right, block them instantly, and be careful who you share your social media with, especially when your BTA is involved. So let me ask you this: has any of you guys ever been stalked? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear you guys' stories, and maybe we can all freak each other out this Halloween. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I didn't freak you out too much, but hey, that's what Halloween's all about, right? If you enjoyed this story time, be sure to like and comment, and stay safe online guys, and always have discernment, because you never know who's watching you. Bye.